What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How you doing today, sir?
I am awesome. Thank you for asking. I'm waiting. Y'all tell me what language. I didn't stutter. I meant what I said. Y'all tell me the language, and then I'll learn it. But until then, I will be awesome. And I'm going to say thank you for asking. How are you, sir?
I am doing wonderful. Happy to be back again with another trailer reaction.
Man, it's my favorite part of my day to do these, man. Not just the reaction, but to talk to the people and let them know it's super. In other words, is it super?
God. If you didn't already know, this is All Things Super, where every week we get together to watch and review movies, TV shows, react to trailers, all dealing with the superhero genre, and we answer the question, is it super?
Is
Today, I should say tonight, because it is a late one. It is a late one.
Is
Marvel
it?
dropped this one late on us. Well, depending on where you are.
I'm really in the dungeon right here. I mean, can I say dungeon? I mean, I'm in this is an asylum. That's what it boils down
I don't
to.
know if one is better than the other.
I'm gonna break out of here. Does that make me a villain because I stated my intentions?
No, because you've had heroes break out of places of imprisonment. Thor was imprisoned, and in Thor Ragnarok, he broke out.
Did he state that he was breaking out? That's what makes a good villain. They state their intentions.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he said something to Surtur about him breaking out of there.
The hero calls it monologuing. Oh, this dude, that's all they doing is talking. I'm letting you know what I'm doing, and you still ain't gonna be able to stop me. Now it's bad when they get stopped, because then you just, when the Gorilla Grodd fights Flash, I know I'm cross-universing because I can do that. When the Gorilla Grodd fights Flash, right? It's really not a competition for Flash. I've seen him many times just take him down or take his wiring out of his hard hat, or helmet, and
fucking hard hat.
What we got on the docket today, Spider?
Tonight, we are reacting to the official trailer for Marvel Studios' Thor: Love and Thunder. So you remember a few weeks back, we jumped into the teaser trailer, but now we have the official trailer. So we got about 45 minutes of extra footage. 45 seconds. 45 minutes will be a treat.
I was about to say, you about to have
like, we got the real exclusive.
We got the bootleg. I crawled in Taika Waititi's apartment condo and got the exclusive 45 minutes.
But we got additional 45 seconds of extra footage. Yeah, we will get sued. And just off the bat, looking at just this starting image, we see a little bit more of what we saw before. Remember in the teaser trailer, we had Thor kind of sitting on a tree, kind of meditating off to himself. But now we can see we have two individual figures kind of walking up to Thor as he's sitting under the tree. So we guessing that's maybe Valkyrie and Mighty Thor coming to get him, or I don't know.
This is the problem. When you're out here trying to gather your piece, always got somebody coming trying to get you and pull you back in. Man, this messed up. This is messed up how they go do my boy Thor like that. I'm excited, man. I'm excited because, listen, it's evident that this movie is going to be crazy bananas already, just from the track record that these gentlemen have established for themselves before. Thor, Love and Thunder, will he be able to stand up against the previous Thor Ragnarok? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if it does or it does not, because Thor Ragnarok, again, laid the groundwork for this to happen, and you know that was crazy. Some will say their favorite MCU movie out of the whole MCU. True. Some would say that. And everything in this is going to be a treat. And I'm excited. I want you to press the button. Push the button. Push the button. Why you push the button? Push the button. We still here. You ain't push the button yet. Push the button. Help me tell him push the button. Can you push the button in the comments or something? You still ain't push the button.
All right. So I'm going to push a button. We're going to get into it. Let's take a look at the official trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a
500.
When he got in shape, he went from dad bod to god bod.
Yeah.
And after all that, he reclaimed his title.
No, he didn't.
The one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon.
James?
Whoa!
What's that?
Girlfriend.
That shift.
What's it been like? 3-4 years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days. Give or take.
But who's counting?
Am I sensing feelings?
You get a theme?
Well, you're right.
The only ones who gods care about
There he is.
Here we go. Here we go.
themselves.
Here we go.
So this is my vow. All gods will die. I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
It's just my
Oh,
first
that's badass.
That is nice.
You never forget your first.
What is he implicating?
You are not like the other gods of kill.
Because I have something worth fighting for.
Okay.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick.
Oh,
You flick too hard, damn it!
Should we help him? Then eventually, grape.
Yeah, they just broke something.
Oh my God.
They will not keep ladies out of the theater.
Oh, absolutely not.
What? What? This is crazy.
I love this, man.
All of it is crazy. It's more Tiger. It's more Chris. It's more everything that you loved about Ragnarok is in this movie. The color schemes, the story is different, but it's still compelling. Callbacks, exciting moments as far as Natalie Portman looks baller. And just the accuracy to the throwback comics. He has a full helmet. Oh, you know what? Why is this not out yet? I don't understand. I don't understand release dates. This should have just dropped. You could be collecting money from now until, because nothing's out right now. Unless they're still working on it. Maybe they're still working on it. Interesting choice that they gave. Go to God, Butcher. I thought they were going to go a different way. He looks more
In a different way as far as what? What were you thinking?
More comic accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
As in, I was expecting them to kind of look like, which the guy from Harry Potter?
Voldemort.
I was expecting them to look more like that because that's how he looks in the comics. And
Right.
You never know which way they're going to go as far as their artistic choice to do.
Right.
I think not going that way definitely shows off Christian Bale's facial features probably more. Will the internet be mad about it? Of course they will, because they want
already
to tell
are mad
Marvel.
about it.
Yeah, they want to tell Marvel what to do with their stuff, which is crazy. Chris got in shape for this one. There ain't no denying it. I don't know what he on, but whatever he on is working.
I mean, every time he's in a Thor movie, save for Endgame, the dude's been absolutely jacked every single time. It's the dude. He does it. he does it, and I know it was
a
reported
program.
that
You could buy the program.
but see, I don't have the dietitian.
He's not ashamed to share his program.
He's very very open about everything that he does when he's working
True.
out. But I know like Chris Evans was saying that, you know, he was kind of like reaching a point to where he was like kind of tired of having to kind of get back into shape for the role and then drop it whenever he's doing another role, and whenever he's going back to Captain America, he's got to get back in that shape again. So it's understandable, but I mean, it seems to be something that as far as we know, Chris Hemsworth is okay with. He's fine with getting into shape, because obviously, like you said, it's a lot. It's a lot to get that.
Well,
like
if you
up.
stay in shape, you don't have to get in shape. You're already in shape, and he stays in shape pretty much all his. I've seen him in other roles, and you know, unless they're calling for him to do in crazy things, he's pretty much in routine shape. I think in the beginning when he was first getting started, you know, Chris, you know, danced and everything, so he was never really in bad shape. But when in the interviews he said that he used to put on the muscle to play Thor, and he got too big and they actually needed him to trim down. Incredible shape here though, for well balanced or whatever, you know, whatever his regimen is, you can get it off of his program. But clearly he put the work in. That's the point that I want to make. This movie looks amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's the same guys that, like, if you love Ragnarok, how could you not love this? It's everything that you wanted to see and then some. And for ladies, maybe more than what you thought you would go. I love the dynamic, how they playing with, go ahead, Spider.
No. Complete your thought.
I love the dynamic, how they're getting back into the relationship with Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth, or I should say Jane and Thor, Odin's son. And to see, you know, because he was hurt at the end of Endgame when he was talking about them breaking up, and it was a mutual break-in in Ragnarok, and you know, he was still upset about it. So to see a guy that's so powerful crumble under the will of, I just want, you know, Jane, and I want her to like me, and she's clearly moved on. She's like, oh, what's up, dude? Yeah, you know, that relationship over the period of the MCU is so interesting, because it's like, yo, I like this girl. She's from Midgard. And it was a point, not a major point in the movie, but in the Thor 1, even Loki was mentioning, oh, you like this girl. Oh.
Right.
And he even threatened to go down to Earth and do something. So it was a motivational factor. And even when he broke the Bifrost, he apologized to Jane. I'm sorry, Jane. Weird how you came back to Earth and didn't go see Jane, but kind of hung with the Avengers. Okay, I got it. But it was there. And then we touched on it again in Ultron and said, well, Jane was transferred somewhere else. She's being taken care of. Mm-hmm. And then the next reference we got was in Ragnarok that they broke up.
Right.
Again, referenced in Endgame because he was heartbroken, still over it. Could have played a part into his depression as well. What is it about Jane that he just can't get enough of? And then when he sees her again, not only has she upgraded,
right, in a major way,
she has God powers of Thor. So yeah, he's kind of interested, you know, if nothing else, what happened? But remember when she saw him again,
I just noticed that
she slapped him. Huh?
Go ahead.
When she saw him, she slapped him. What is that? What'd you see, Spider?
I'm rewatching all of the. I'm rewatching the trailer.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
I'll point it out when they get to it. But no, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just saying how she slapped him when she saw him because, you know, he did some bullshit.
I mean, like you said,
she saw him in New York. He ain't come through.
Right. So naturally she's upset because obviously they shared, you know, those moments in Thor when, you know, they were sitting on top of Jane's trailer and he was explaining to her the difference, like, your people call it magic, from where, when we come, we call it science, or you call it science from where we come, you know, from where I come from, we call it magic. It's one and the same, you know. And they had that whole, they just shared, you saw that emotion that they shared, and it just, because of, you know, contract negotiations and all this other kind of stuff. Of course, Natalie Portman didn't show up for a lot of the different movies. It was the same thing with Gwyneth Paltrow and Pepper not coming back, because they had that whole exchange in Age of Ultron when Maria Hill asked Tony and asked Thor, you know, like, the ladies didn't show up tonight, and so Tony was saying, you know, Pepper's off running the company. Like you said, Thor said that, you know, Jane's off, she got reassigned, she's off doing some stuff, you know. So they kind of explained it away, but then they kind of didn't in the sense of Jane, because they broke up. They never really said why they broke up, but that they broke up. And so we as an audience like, okay, well, we're never going to see Natalie Portman in another Thor property again. And here we are with having her come back in the absolute best way. I think that if Jane was ever going to come back, this is the best way for Jane to come back. And I am so intrigued on being able to see, and this is what I was laughing at with Zeus. Obviously, he got Russell Crowe in some kind of prosthetic makeup, looking a little bit unlike himself. But the old man in the back playing the harp, he the one that passes out too. That's what got me. But like you said, it's that Taika Waititi flair that they add to everything. It's gonna be a great story. You have all of these actors who have proven themselves to be comedically talented. Not only do you have Chris Hemsworth, but the whole cast of Guardians of the Galaxy. We already know what their comedy is like. And I would think, or at least I would hope, that James Gunn has a little bit of flair in that, because I know when they did Infinity War, that James Gunn was heavily involved with the Guardians portion of Infinity War. And it was obvious. It was very apparent by their dialogue, by their mannerisms. They were still following that James Gunn-esque, you know, kind of story beats, and it came across. So I'm hoping that even in this movie as well, even though we know Taika Waititi is directing it, I'm hoping that if he didn't bring James in to kind of like give some advice or just some input on the Guardians, the portion of it, at least maybe he might have consulted him or just referenced the old Guardians movie or anything of, you know, James Gunn work, just to kind of make sure we keep that same energy. Because like we were saying in when we were talking about in the last episode or the next episode, depending on whenever this one comes out, talking about how you have these different directors that come in and they give their own take on the character. And we saw this kind of very apparent in between Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, how the story written part of Doctor Strange kind of varied, because for Multiverse of Madness, it was fitting a different director's narrative. It was being told in a different way by Sam Raimi versus, and I don't remember the director of Doctor Strange, but how their storytelling is, Scott Derrickson. So how their storytelling is different. We can see that also bleeds into the actual character. So I would think that Taika is not too far off from James Gunn in their comedic stylings and how they like to treat their characters. So I don't think we have to worry about the Guardians not being Guardians like in this movie. I think they're still going to keep that same, that witty banter, that dry humor, you know, that same thing that makes the Guardians the Guardians. But no, I just, there's nothing about this movie that is like, you know, I kind of don't like that. You know, I'm kind of worried about this. Everything about everything that I'm seeing in the trailer is fantastic. And it just makes me more and more excited for this movie.
Dragging the Milano. He's dragging the Milano.
It's the Benatar now, isn't it?
Huh?
It's the Benatar now, isn't it?
It's the Benatar now. You are absolutely right, and I have no problem being wrong when I'm wrong.
It's not even like a big complaint. It's just, if it was me and I know how they cut things for a trailer differently, just that one little clip, and I'll go back to it, just that one little clip where he sees Jane for the first time, and it's like he's reaching out for Mjolnir, And that part, he doesn't have the helmet on. Jane catches me on there, and then she turns around to him, and then he has the helmet on. It's just like, it's like you can obviously tell it's the same place, and kind of the same stuff is going on, but it's like one second he doesn't have the helmet.
Marvel is doing the lies again.
No, it's not that they're doing the lies. It's just that they're not showing everything in chronological order. They're not showing it in the order.
No trailer does.
Right. Like I said, it's not a complaint. It's just that those things that just pop out at you and are like, that's an interesting choice that they framed it that way.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see the God Butcher kill a god. I want to see if he has a necro sword. I want to see if it's going to be. Are we going to see Christian Bale do Batman type shit in the MCU?
I mean, you can see the trailer. There's a whole fight scene between them.
Batman.
So he's got a sword.
They look like Blade 2 vampires. I can't remember what they called them in Blade 2.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Before they open up their trap, they look
right.
That's what it looks like.
That trap. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I always had a problem with that. It just, I don't know.
Why?
It's
you didn't like how it opened up and looked slimy.
It seemed just to me being, I guess just back then, you have a preconceived notion about how things should be. It's like in my mind, this is what vampires are. It's like, and then adding this new physical characteristic to it, being able to like open up their mouth and then have like part go like just kind of latch on to somebody. I'm like, that's different. That's not what, that doesn't scream vampire to me. I mean, it makes sense.
It wasn't. Yeah,
right. But that's what I'm saying.
They weren't vampires. They're like vampire mutants.
That's what I'm saying. When I saw it and then before I could like get the grasp that these aren't just vampires. That's what it was like. It was just kind of strange to me.
Yeah, it was like a vampire with a zombie virus mixed in with a mutant involved of some kind.
Yeah, it was like some next level of evolution for vampires.
It was. I don't want to spoil a movie that's 20, 30 years old now.
Probably. Yeah,
but
20-something years old.
The idea was to make a super race of vampires, but they became so bloodlust and thirsty, which it makes sense. It's still in the same genre, but they turn everyone instead of. Vampires had the choice of who they wanted to turn, but they turn everyone, and everybody becomes a mindless, blood-sucking beast. Again, it's nothing far-fetched. Once they turn on vampires, of course, they're going to go to humans. But the twist was to find out that they were made by the vampires. That's what nobody was expecting.
Yeah.
Blade 2 is awesome. Blade 2 is awesome. Blade 1 is awesome. Blade 2 is awesome.
So I got a couple things that I want to talk about. So we were talking about the sword. So obviously
Necro sword.
This is going to be the Necro sword.
That's not the Necro sword.
You don't think that that's what this is going to be?
No, that should not be what it is. That looks like King Arthur's sword.
He's summoning a sword.
That looks like the Ebony Blade. That doesn't look like the Necro sword. Why is Dane Whitman in this show? I don't know. I hope not. The Ebony Spider, the Necro sword is like a symbiont. It's a.
So, and that's what I was about to point out, because all right, so we see Gore's face, and okay, because you were talking about no. Listen to what I'm saying. Because you were talking about his appearance and how you thought it was going to be more Voldemort-like rather than actually seeing Christian Bale's facial features. Right. So if you look at this character here,
very handsome,
if this is still Gore, you can kind of see his face doesn't seem as pronounced, like his facial features, because if you look at that, you kind of see he has a little bit less of a nose. His eyes look like they're actually like just straight up white. So, but as we play it, and this is what I'm talking about, cutting in like in different places, we can obviously see that there's something going on, that there's some kind of transformation going on in Gore, because we see his face here, and then after we talked about, you know, what he's been doing, we see his face here. So this is what he's going to be starting off as. And then
so you think he's gonna mutate into
whatever, when he gets into killing these gods, the sword,
his body will take on a different.
So there may be like a transition throughout the entire movie,
dirty girl,
to where he becomes the God Butcher and he looks a different way.
They are known for doing that. I told you, Marvel does their thing by giving you the origins in the story. They're true origin stories, and that's why everyone doesn't really understand that it takes time to give you. They'll give you what you don't want first, and then retcon it, like they did with Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man was amazing. All three of them.
That right there, that's fire.
Is that pieces of Mjolnir?
That is pieces of Mjolnir shooting out, and it's like a projectile weapon, like a grenade almost.
And they're going to come back
Yeah. That's that's so amazing.
There are no losses. It's just levels up. That's it. The hammer's broken. No, it's not. It's been upgraded. Just keep that in mind.
And so I'm not sure what was going on here. Obviously, he's like,
a god died. It's what happened right there. A god got stabbed. He's dead.
Is this
another? It might have been Ego.
Wait, isn't Ego already dead? Isn't Ego already dead? Didn't they already kill him in Guardians too?
Well, the Guardians did kill him, right?
I mean, but this could be
all the other planets too, right?
This could be Ego. This could be, because it does seem like, at least for the most part, this seems like a desolate planet. Like there's nothing going on. It's just all rocks. So maybe Ego wasn't fully dead, and now Gore's finishing him off.
Interesting choice that they're using lightning too, versus ooh, that planet dead.
Yeah.
That's like when you leave a Pop-Tart in a toaster too long.
And this is another thing that I wanted to kind of highlight, just kind of this visual aspect. We see that this is a scene. Huh? Yeah, we see that this is obviously a scene where Thor, Valkyrie, and I don't know if Jane is going to be involved in this as well.
Right there. That's a poster right there.
But so we see that on the right side we got some color, on the left side we got some black and white, and it's kind of all blending in together. But it's like in this fight, Gore's in black and white, Valkyrie's in color. Like, what is going on here? Like, are we
dream sequence?
I don't know, but I'm hyped for it. It's because it's like it's. But not only that, Valkyrie has Zeus's lightning bolt.
Are you seeing that?
Yes.
Are you seeing it? This movie is gonna be bananas. It's gonna be crazy.
I can't. This is too awesome.
And just like Tiger, to give everybody their opportunity to shine. And I think everyone's going to shine throughout this movie. Got Korg telling the tale of Thor. He saved the Earth like 500 times.
He saved 500.
I didn't even know he saved it 500 times. He's 1,500 years old, so 500 is a small number. So
that
was just once a year for 5 years. So there you go.
But I am beyond excited for this. Let us know in the comments what you think about the latest trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to this movie? How can you not be looking forward to this movie? But definitely leave us a comment.
In it.
It's so amazing. But leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts about it. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when we release more episodes, more videos. But remember, you got to hit that bell to turn on the notifications for it. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on all of your major podcast streaming services if you want the audio instead of the video portion. But honestly, for these trailer reactions, you got to look at the video portion. You got to see these visuals because they are beyond amazing. But if you want to hit us up on social media, you can tweet at us at ATSuperPod. Man, this is We got 2 months.
I think
a month and a half, really.
That's why he had the helmet on. They fight.
Thor and Jane fight?
They're gonna fight. And she might win.
Maybe. I could see that because he sees his hammer, he sees Mjolnir comes back, he sees somebody else wielding Mjolnir, and so he immediately perceives them as a threat before he realizes that it's Jane.
He doesn't know it's Jane under there. They're probably just seeing each other.
Right.
And we're spoiling it for somebody. But they're gonna fight.
I'm looking forward to it.
And then they're gonna stop.
Yeah, I think Thor's going to want to fight Jane, but Jane's probably going to be reluctant to fight him, but she's still probably going to overpower him.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. She takes her helmet off, and then he sees her.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Why is this not out yet? We gotta make a phone call, Spider.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll hop on the phone. We'll make some calls. See if we can get this.
Kevin.
We could have
been doing this. We could have been rolling right now. Don't wait till July 8th. You could have dropped this right when Moon Knight ended. The next day, or when Doctor Strange dropped. You should have just put this right after.
They had to give Doctor Strange his time to breathe.
Do we really need that time to breathe?
Listen, you got to give it a chance to make its money.
When did you see Doctor Strange?
I saw Doctor Strange the Thursday night it came out.
Don't it feel like
everybody's not like us. Everybody's not like us. They don't go run out and see it as soon as it comes out.
I need it in my vein. Just give me the MCU drip.
But we are definitely looking forward. When you come in with
good content like this, you're a fiend.
Yeah,
all right.
You really are.
Let the people go, man.
Yeah, but we're definitely looking forward to seeing your comments and seeing your reactions about this. But until next time, we'll see you in the next episode.